Hi, my name is Tawn Holstra. I'm the founder of Business 101 for Creative Entrepreneurs. Welcome to the Context for Success series. And we're about to start a collection of talks and conversations about what it takes to be successful. What that really means is we're about to start a collection of talks and conversations about you, about your learning, your success, your business, and the design of human being as it relates to being successful. Your success is directly related to your own internal dialogue. So it's important that you start to be aware of what is the dialogue you have about being successful. Let me ask you a simple question. If you have two people taking basically or exactly the same actions, what has one thrive and one struggle? Or one soar and one plateau? What has one of them win and one of them lose? The answer to that question is actually really simple. How you take an action is as important as the action you take. Sometimes it's more important. You could say the tone of the action communicates louder than the action itself. Let me give you a little example. Imagine that you're in a restaurant, maybe a restaurant that you're familiar with, and that there's two waiters or waitresses there. One of them is present, alert, upbeat, she's engaged with what you need, she's got your menus, you've got your drink order, she delivers the food, she's anticipating your concerns, she's genuinely committed to your dining experience being pleasant, even excellent. The other waiter or waitress is doing exactly the same activity. She's picking up the order, getting the drinks, getting the wine menu, getting the appetizers in the meal, delivering the check. But the engagement isn't there. There's no real commitment to the customer's experience. They're taking exactly the same actions, but the quality for the customer is distinctly different. This course is going to cover a lot of practical, factual type information. But just following the formula is not going to get you the results that you're committed to. It's actually important that you start to engage in observing what is the internal dialogue that you have about being successful. You could say that you have to actually program yourself for success. I'm an expert in nonlinear education, nonlinear learning, and you could say what some people call transformational or breakthrough technologies. So let's look at how we learn. People really learn in two ways, linear and nonlinear. Linear learning is something that we are super familiar with. It's how we learned in school, where you study something, you learn it, and then you apply it. And it's a fantastic way to learn a lot of things. You know, like accounting, math, medicine. You know, I was thinking about some examples for today, and you know, a doctor or a surgeon would be a really important person that would study, learn, and then apply their education. You certainly wouldn't be looking for a surgeon, I know I wouldn't be looking for a surgeon that, you know, wanted to have a breakthrough, especially not on my surgery, right? You want somebody who's not only studied, learned, and applied, but also practiced a lot before they're, you know, going to work on you. So there's places where linear learning is really effective and actually the preferred way to learn. However, it isn't the only way to learn, and it isn't the most effective way to learn everything. There are places in our lives where we can't quite see what we need to learn. So for instance, places where we can't tell why we're hitting that plateau. Maybe we've created 4 or 5 different companies, or we've worked in different businesses, or we've worked with different bosses or had different employees or customers, and we still find ourselves in the same basic place. This is true about all of life. We're obviously talking specifically about business here, so those are the examples, but you really could look at any area of life where you have a particular pattern that continually comes up and you can't really see why you're getting that result. It's not what you're committed to. That's the area of life where nonlinear learning is way more effective and actually preferred. So what is nonlinear learning? Nonlinear learning is where an all-of-a-sudden phenomena occurs. For instance, when you learn to walk, you probably don't remember that, or learn to talk. We've all done that, but for most of us, we don't remember that. Learning to swim is a nonlinear learning. Learning to ride a bicycle, learning to type or play an instrument or speak another language. These are all ways that we've learned already in a nonlinear way. For me, I like to use the example of learning to ride a bike. I think it's the one where people are oldest, they remember it the best. So you get on that bike and you pedal and you fall, and you pedal and you fall, and you pedal and you fall. For some people that's going to take 20 minutes. For some people it's going to take a month. I was the month one. So you pedal and you fall a lot. But you pedal, you fall, you pedal, you fall, and then you pedal, you pedal, and you pedal, and all of a sudden, something happens. That all of a sudden phenomena occurs, and you are riding a bike. There's a couple things to notice, from that transition of being somebody who doesn't know how to ride a bike to somebody who can. Something happened. One thing to note about that kind of learning is that it is yours for the rest of your life. It is literally yours forever. Like, you don't wake up in the morning after not walking for 12 hours and wonder, I haven't walked in 12 hours, I hope I can walk. Or, if I throw you into a pool, you don't wonder whether you can swim. Same with riding a bike. You might not ride a bike for 25 years. You could get it out of the garage and dust it off, and you would know you could ride it. You might be a little wobbly, a little rusty at it, but you wouldn't wonder if you could ride it. It is literally part of you from the moment it happens. Can't even unlearn it. That's astounding compared to linear learning, where you study, cram, test, and then forget half of what you studied. And it isn't until, just like the medicine, it isn't until you've practiced it over and over and over that it really becomes part of you. So nonlinear learning is astounding in that way. The second piece is that nobody can explain it to you. I could have Lance Armstrong come in here and explain bike riding to you. It would not alter how you get on that bike and what it's like for you to actually pedal and learn. It will provide maybe what's possible for you when you ride a bike, or how exciting it'll be, or all the places you could go. I mean, it would give you some sense of why you might want to, but it won't actually alter you getting on the bike yourself. It's one of those things that you actually, for nonlinear learning, you have to practice, and fall off the bike. And the last piece is that it's natural for us. It is 100% part of being a human being to learn in a nonlinear way. We've done it all through our lives. We don't necessarily know how to focus that kind of learning on areas of life like success, like business, that are important to us right now. It happens kind of accidentally, riding a bike and pressing into that. So this whole module, this whole series of conversations, the context for success, is a series of conversations about this area. What is it that you need to know? What are the distinctions that you may be missing, that you can't see why you're getting those similar results all the time, that will start to reveal those the internal dialogue that you're having? And remember that you can watch these videos over and over as you need them. They're available to you throughout the entire program. Some of them will be appropriate for you right now. Some of them will be more appropriate for you when you get stuck somewhere. So feel free to come back to them ongoingly, and also make notes. Notice what impacts you. Notice what makes a difference for you, and take some actions with them. Okay, see you soon.